So hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. I am the Mystic Muva, and today I really want to talk about something that is very foundational within me, and it's something I've been really focusing on in my personal life because I am seeing how the awareness of this very thing can predict and shape how I'm showing up and operating. And that is going to be heart posture. And I want us to think of the heart like a thermostat, okay? Just how your home, your house, you have your thermostat set on whatever to either cool or heat your home. I like to think that the heart is very similar to this. And why I'm speaking on heart posture, because the heart connects us to everything. And a lot of us are living in certain realities that we're not connected to. Our heart's not in it. You hear people say, my heart's not in it. You're not passionate about it. You don't feel connected. And a lot of that has to do with the heart posture. Now, heart posture is very critical now because it links you to an identity. It links you to a lot of the different beliefs that have been operating around you that have in return led you to thinking, feeling, and operating in a certain way, right? So when we're talking about what the heart is regulating, this is your emotional center. Every occurrence that has happened in your life has landed right in your heart. And if you're not careful, if that heart is damaged, bruised, or filled with trauma, you end up carrying an identity that does not match who you were created to be or what goals that you have set out for yourself. And then now your state of being is completely affected because you're not showing up in your authentic identity. So let's break that down. Your core beliefs are all going to be coming from this. And what happens is they become programmers. So you are in a default mode, and every response and how you react and respond to certain things are going to be based off of what that heart has taken as a core belief. One of the core beliefs that I had struggled with for many years was fear of being rejected, fear of being seen, fear of abandonment. Like having this belief that I was not worthy for certain things really made me then operate and contain fear in my heart. What ended up happening is anytime that even when I was deserving and I was well qualified for something, I would walk into it afraid because I have this belief that I'm not worthy of certain things. And here's the thing. We're humans, okay? And naturally, we are going to have some level of fear. But the challenging part is going to be understanding that that fear does not get to dictate who you are, and that fear does not override the purpose and the calling that you have on your life. And we can self-sabotage a lot of things in our life based off of what we are choosing to believe. So when I talk about the heart being the thermostat, when I'm telling myself that I ain't worthy of something, my thermostat is set low. It's not going to give the output of what it is that I think that I'm putting in. So when your thermostat is set low, now what happens is your self-perception is now conflicted, and there's going to be some headbutts with that, how you're seeing yourself, what you think about yourself, what you think you're capable of, any ability that you could be the best person for the job. But because you hold a certain belief internally, you will either talk yourself out of it or you won't fully put the heart in it. I want you to understand that the heart is the driving force for everything. We are not happy in certain arenas, but that's because there is a belief that we are holding that is tricking us into thinking that this is the best that it's going to get, or this is the best that we have to give. And that I know from experience that those things are just illusions that we tell ourselves, and it stems from something that's even deeper. And until we get to the root of certain things in our lives and what we have taught ourselves and what we have programmed ourselves to believe, then we're going to continually to be in this cycle of things always happening in a certain way, until the point now that we think that this is all that life has to offer. That's not true. Life has so much to offer, but it can only offer it to you when you're willing to invite it into your life. So how do we start to change the thermostat of our heart? Self-awareness. What I had to do was be more cognizant about what I was telling myself. I had poor self-talk. I would tell myself before the opportunity even arise in my life that, you know, why would they want you? Why would they pick you? Things like that. But those are the very things that have a belief under them that says that I'm not worthy, I'm not capable, I'm not going to be seen, I'm always going to be overlooked. Those type of internal dialogues are the very things that make the heart posture go into a low frequency that's going to then kill off that self-perception. And a person can only see you as well as you're going to see you. So if you don't even see yourself in the capacity that you're requiring someone else to see, that's going to be your first problem. So you have the power to change the program that your heart is operating under simply by first self-awareness. And it is not an easy process, but it is a process that is possible. So what do I mean? One, I had to be slow with myself. And really, when I'm stressed or when I'm overwhelmed, I have to pay attention. What is causing this? Am I thinking and believing something that is making this bigger than what it is? One of the biggest things for me had been job searching. And there's so many factors to the job market right now that it goes beyond not being good enough. It goes beyond, not having certain credentials. But when you're in the thick of something, there is a certain language that you're speaking to yourself that is making and intensifying the situation more than what it is. And so what I had to start doing was checking myself in the midst of me getting in an emotional uproar. What is really happening? What's really going on? What belief am I holding in this moment that is making me perceive a situation to go into a certain direction or to expect a certain outcome? And then even after that belief is there, what stories am I consistently repeating to myself that is making me internalize a low heart thermostat in this moment, like a low heart temperature? What is causing me to feel a certain way? And that type of awareness is so important, because the only person that can do anything in your life is yourself. Everything starts from within. And if I go within and I redirect some of the language that I'm using and speaking on myself, everything around me has to change. So I want you to think about, what are some beliefs that you may be holding? What is a situation, first of all, in your life that seems like it is just so impossible, or something that you keep finding yourself being met with over and over again, because beneath that, there is something that you believe about that has to be changed before the outward lifestyle can change. So just think about that. What do you think right now in your life is one of the biggest core beliefs that is either keeping you stuck or making you feel like things won't change? I want to know. Write it down in the comments. Let me know. And if you found anything helpful in today's message, I would like to know that as well. And for more of this type of content, again, I have a podcast, So Said So, comes out every Wednesday, 11 a.m. Apple Podcasts, Spotify, iHeart Radio, whatever platform of podcast streaming that you use, you can find me. But until next time, y'all.